The reason they have it launching for coaches only is so that you guys and all of us have time to figure out what's going on before, because I feel like in the past it's been like, yay, Transform 20 came out today. And people ask you questions, you're like, I don't know. I have no idea. So they're doing that. So through the 17th is when it is just for coaches. And then it launches for customers on the 18th of March. And then they're going to have a master coach certification group March 11th through April 17th. So you can be certified like the same as 2B. And then they're doing the exclusive coach test group March 4th through April 1st. So that's pretty much March. And then, and I'm going to make sure this is all on that calendar too. He went upstairs. If you want to go get in the shower, you can go get in the shower. April 1st is when they're going to film the 21 Day Fix real-time workouts. And so what she said is that they're going to kind of do it like 21 Day Fix. So if they feel that they need to change a little bit, and she's going to take what 21 Day Fix was and tweak the moves a little bit each week so that it's not the exact same. And then she said, so on the 29th, they're doing Fix Extreme. And have you guys done 21 Day Fix Extreme? Have you like tried it at all?
No.
Kind of. So day one is like from 21 Day Fix to 21 Day Fix Extreme. Day one is like it is way crazy. So she is making 21 Day Fix like go like this and then kind of toning down Extreme so you can go right into it instead of like literally day one. I was like, is this for real? Like there's no way this is the same. You know what happens when you put your face in a dog's face? You get that. Fine. So anyways, that is the 29th of April. So those are things that are coming up. So Portion Fix and that. So I'll kind of give you a rundown of the notes that I wrote. Here, go upstairs. Go find Dad. Here, go find Dad. Go. Because she explained the Portion Fix in modules. And she said, what did she say? It's kind of like, you know how 2B has some principles? She said, I'm not going to tell you what they are. What? Don't eat the rugs. What did she say? So you really get, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Stop right now. Stop. Go upstairs and find your dad. He's upstairs. Okay. Oh. Whatever. I'm over it. So she said Ultimate Portion Fix is going to get really deep into the container. So it's going to get into the reasons why, like why you have this amount and why you want to eat it, you know. And she said it's going to be more explaining more like how to put what containers together and like what are going to be better with each other and really how to plan your day out. So that's gonna be cool. So there will be 36 videos, 6 modules, 3 principles that these can and do work for everybody. The principles do, but she didn't say what they are. So it's going to cover food and sugar addiction, understanding the why, emotional eating, understanding the deeper why. So I thought that was really cool that she's going to talk about that. So that'll be in the first module. The second is going to be like more into vegan, understanding the vegan, and talking about different nutritional theories. So like keto and like how it would or would not fit into that. So that's going to be really cool. And then module 3 is going to
be nice.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm just, I don't know. If I hear one more time someone's like, I'm going to try keto first, I'm like, see you in a month. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
like we tried it for a day one time and it was awful.
Yeah.
And I have a girl that's been doing Transform 20 and she did keto this entire time. She did not lose a pound. Not even kidding. The day she stopped, I think she lost a pound or 2. I'm like, you can't, like, there's just some, well, and obviously not everything works for everybody, but the new form of keto with the whole high fat thing, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. Okay, so then she said, Module 3 is going to talk about how you can use this with all fitness activities. So if you have someone that likes CrossFit, then how this will go into that. And it's going to be, you know how they've had the calculations of like your activity level. It's going to be more specific as far as like how you do the calculations to get your brackets. Then they'll do pregnancy and breastfeeding formulas. They'll go over the food list again. And then they're going to go in more depth with the freebies and the substitutions. So that's going to be nice because I feel like it was always like, what do you count this as? You know, I guess it'll count them as a yellow. I don't know. And then as well as junk food. She'll do meal planning, meal prep, how often containers together. She's going to talk about how it works with kids and how it's not a weight loss thing for kids, but like how you can utilize it with kids. How to eat with like holidays and things like that. How to look in a grocery store. And then she's going to talk about the supplements. What do you do when you feel stuck? Can you guys hear me over him, or is it really loud?
I can hear you.
Damn, stop. Sorry, I'm really good at ignoring, but she said, so what it comes with is it comes with a workbook, and then you have a start date with your workbook, and then you have a daily logbook, and that's the day that you start implementing. So there's 2 different start dates. And then you're going to track your sleep, mood, energy, exercise, attitude, mental state, your digestion, your bowel movements. And she was saying, this is not just about the calories in and out, which everyone always says, just eat less than burn more, you know? So then there's a certification. If you want to be certified, you have to have purchased the home program. And in that certification, there's going to be a social media guide. And it's a 30-day program, and then you can continue on for $20 a month, and they'll always have new content. She thinks the packages are actually like what they are already released. So that's like a quick rundown of what. If that is a pizza, I will die. Hang on, that was the fastest thing ever because I don't have any money. Yeah, bud. Hi. Good. How are you? You're fast.
You want to make the rest of
I'm like, holy crap. Sorry.
Oh, no problem.
Hopefully, don't mind.
I have a little one at home as well. How old is she?
I don't know. I think 9 weeks, 10 weeks, maybe. Yeah, she's a little girl. She's friendly. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Have a
Lena, come on. Thank you.
Yeah.
See ya. Lena, come on inside. Hang on. Sorry. That was the fastest pizza delivery I've ever. I like literally just told you guys we barely ordered it. Hang on. I've got to grab the dog. Oh, she's just going to the bathroom. Okay, Luna, come on. Come on. Come get a treat. Hurry, 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 hurry. Jody, move. Move. So we can shut the door. Hurry, come on. I swear, you guys, nothing ever happens until I want to do something really important. Okay, so let's talk. What do you want? The pizza's hot. You can't have it right now. What did you do with my pen? Oh, there it is. Okay, so let's talk goals, visions, like all the things, because I think a lot of times we miss like the big picture, so we forget why we're doing what we're doing with anything in life. So then we, like, when times are hard, we just don't do anything because we're not thinking the big stuff. You know what I mean? So Jalen and Ashley like did this with us on Monday, like chatted more about this, and I mean we do it all the time, but you know, sometimes it hits harder a little bit more one time or another. So I was just curious, like, what are your guys' goals? And it doesn't have to be rank. It doesn't have to be anything like that. Just like, what are your goals? What do you, if you could see yourself in 5 years, what would you see?
My big thing is an increase in income, because I feel like we're just always strapped for money, and it's the biggest struggle. I feel like we're always cutting it so close every month. and that we like have a home that we live in, that we're not renting. We have 2 cars, so I can actually go places.
So how will that feel on that? Like, if you can imagine yourself like in your new home, like what is it gonna feel like? What will it smell like? What will it all be like?
Well, I would definitely be new and very like open and airy. It would be one of those things where you could sit down and just like take it all in and know that you deserve to have that.
Like that's yours.
Yeah.
I love that. What about like with your income increasing?
Oh yeah, that would be nice to be able to just go buy groceries and not be worried about every penny that you spend, and to be able to fill your gas tank and not think, are we gonna have enough gas money?
I love it. And I think like for me, like when I think of a house, I think of like lighting and windows, like because we don't have that. Like I hate that our lighting is so crappy, and so I just think of like white, almost like a celestial room, like really just all the light and just like you're saying, just like breathtaking. Like you're gonna sit there and just kind of relax. I love that. Okay, Charity, what about you? Maybe not move 5,000 times.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice. But I think we're settled for a while. So.
And tell me where you are again. I forgot.
We're in Oregon.
Oregon, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, so we're in Albany. It's about an hour-ish south of Portland.
Okay.
So,
that's cool. You like it?
Yeah, we love it. Everyone here is so nice, and it's been so good for everyone
awesome.
in our family. So yeah,
get away from the crazies.
Yes. Yeah. But I think one thing, of course, income is good. But I think my number one thing right now is working on myself and getting myself to where I'm more confident, because I used to be so confident and outgoing, and I just feel like I'm not like that anymore. And so just getting back to that and being happier and confident in myself and how I feel. That's kind of my number one thing right now.
Would you, in 5 years, would you want to live in the same place?
Probably.
Like if like income were not an issue, or like money, like where would you live in 5 years?
So far we like it here. We have a good sized house so far, but I would say more like in 10 years, between 5 and 10 years, then I would want. We've talked about getting a bigger house. And
did you guys buy a house, or are you renting a house there?
Well, we're renting.
Yes, Keith, it's here, for heaven's sakes. Sorry, you're renting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Ultimately, I think it'd be so cool to have 2 houses. Be like the snowbirds that are really young.
Yes.
You can go
and have like your beach house.
Yes.
That would be awesome. Yeah. Because as much as I love sand, like I can only handle it for so long, Jed, get out of her water. Cool. I love it. Okay, so what do you think is the one thing or a few things that's holding you back from the things that you just told me?
I know mine is fear. Everything goes around fear.
Fear of what?
Fear of rejection, fear of being judged. Fear of not being able to actually do it, like being a leader, or it hit me the other day, like fear of having too much, like I don't know how many calls Micah does a day, or you know what I mean, like that scares me a little bit to be as high as she is. I'm like, am I going to want to have that much responsibility all the time? So I get overwhelmed with that, like that fear. But I know that's dumb because she chooses her own hours, and
Well, and
you
she
decide when to
honestly,
do
like,
it.
it sounds like she has a lot of calls, but she really doesn't. Like, she does, excuse me, my gosh. She does her mentor calls, like, every Thursday, and they just rotate morning or night. And then she, just National Wake Up Call, and I think she has, like, she might have, would you like pizza? Yes, I think he's hungry. So she really only has, like, 6-ish calls a week, honestly. I don't think she really has much more than that. But so how are you going to attack your fear? What are you gonna do? Like, what's your plan? Or have you tried something and it hasn't worked?
Well, my affirmations need to be better, and I need to start doing things at a specific time of day so that I don't just feel like I've said this multiple times, but I just wait and put it off, and then it feels like my whole day, all I'm doing is worrying about it. So if I just have a set time that I work between these hours, then
It's crazy how true that is. Like, because I know, like, because I still haven't finished my invites today, and I'm like, oh, just bugging me that's not done, and it's the simplest thing, but like, and now I really don't even, I could care less about invites. I've invited so many people that I never thought I would. I'm like, well, whatever. They say no, they say no, like, but when it's weighing on your head all day, and then you can't sleep at night because if you didn't finish it, then you're really mad, So, oh, sorry. What am I doing? There we go. Here, buddy. I told Keith in advance I have a call, but you think he would listen to me and help me out? No. Okay. So, tell me affirmations then. So, what is an affirmation that you can say that has to do with the calls?
Sorry, just a second. I'm going to change rooms.
You're fine. You can't even see me, so it's cool. I'll go pizza. Have you ever had chicken bacon ranch? I've never had that.
Nope.
I've had it once, I think, but it was Papa Murphy's, which just isn't as good.
No.
So I feel like affirmations are the hardest thing for me, and I put off fixing them and doing them. Sorry, I'm all out of breath.
So how did you start your affirmation? Okay, so what I want you to do now, tell me. Okay, so you said fear of the calls. Why are you afraid? Like, what are the negative things that come to your mind when you think about all the calls that you would have to do?
Not having enough time with my family, I think but that's also, I know that's stupid, because if I was making what Micah made, my husband would be home and I would see him a lot more than I see him now. I think it hit me the other day when we were talking about, vision and what we want, and Blake was saying something about how he would be home to take care of the kids, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird, because in my mind I would always be the one that would be taking care of them. So it was just a strange realization that I could be the one that's shut in a room working, and he's the one that's playing with the kids. And so it kind of just freaked me out a little bit, because I was like, that's weird. Like, I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, and sometimes what you envision is not the same as your husband in the beginning. It probably won't be.
Yeah.
like Jalen's husband never wanted to be retired. He never wanted to, but that was her goal because she wanted him to be there, you know. And then slowly their visions aligned. I think he wants more. So like you might even not, you probably didn't even picture that because that was something like you never thought, but now your paths might, you know, be crossing that way. Yeah, dude, don't like you. So fear of family. Oh, she needs more dog food, by the way. So fear of not having enough time with your family. So you can say like an affirmation that says like, because I manage my time, I am able to manage everything that I have going on, but still have all the time that I need to with my family. Like, so I think just saying something like that. So what you want to do is take all the negative things that come to mind and then just flip them around to positive things. And I actually voice record mine because I would just read them and I didn't feel like I heard them. Like I felt like they was just like going cross-eyed. But when I hear myself saying them, it's different, you know? And you just play it on your phone. So I just do a voice memo and I just play it and I have an alarm that goes off at 6, 12, and 9 to just play them. And I don't have to, like, it's no work for me, you know? I can listen to them wherever I'm at. So, the other thing I was going to ask you is, what do you think is holding you back from increasing your income?
I have no idea.
Oh, no,
Honestly,
he just said back there, people not paying us.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's a big problem. I think I get overwhelmed by how much we need it. And we've had this discussion before. And I am reading Your Bad Asset Making Money or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which has helped a lot. And I liked how she said, you need to have like piles of money like laying around your house and like money just comes to you. I think that I just feel nervous because I need it so much that I don't do anything.
It's like really stressful.
Yeah.
It's easier just not to do anything and then keep worrying.
Yeah.
So imagine though, in 5 years when you don't have to do that. Imagine when you're sitting there and you want to go shopping. You don't even have to, just whatever.
You just go.
Like, how will that feel?
Amazing. I can see it. Like I can see, you know, not needing to be worried about money and stuff. Yeah.
So the one thing holding you back from increasing your income
is myself.
So when you think about making more money, like what are the negative things that come to mind? Like what initially, like what comes to mind? Like what's telling you that you can't?
I think it's just a general blanket that I won't be able to do it. I think because I've been coaching now for months, I feel like I had in my mind a standard that I would reach diamond sooner than I have. Like, it just feels like, what's my problem? Like, I know it's in my brain, you know, and I with my anxiety and stuff. And now, you know, with my current situation, I don't know. I feel like because I haven't had the progress that I want through Beachbody, I feel like I'm not a product of the product. I feel like, why would people want to join me when I don't have results? I don't have any results, you know? And
but you do.
I think I have the fear of the fact that, yeah, I have mental results.
No, you have,
but I don't have physical results.
You have too.
Yeah.
You need to stop cutting yourself so short. You've had physical results. If you can post a transformation, you've had a physical result, obviously. And it doesn't matter like whether the scale, whatever the scale did, the scale isn't always on our side, but it could have been how your clothes fit, could have been, inches, it could have been how the seatbelt fit. Like I know for Ashley McClellan, it was the seatbelt in the airplane. Like could be so many different things. Going on a roller coaster, that's physical. It may not you may not see a side by side all the time, but that is a physical transformation. And though I think those are the things that we forget to talk about, is just sharing those little things, because then now you've had a negative voice in your head, I'm sure, that you don't have a transformation. So when was the last time you shared one?
Yeah, not a full body one in a long time.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? So like if there's a voice in there that is saying, so technically what's happening is you have a voice that's saying you don't have a transformation, so you're not going to be successful. So because you don't have a transformation, you're not going to make any money. So I just won't do anything. It's kind of like what it's coming down to. So that's when you need to flip around and say, because and you work out every day, like, hello, so you can say, because I work out every single day, I am showing myself I love my body. And, I think just some positive things like that, because it's all like dominoing back to each other. But it's really interesting how like fear of a transformation relates to income, but it does. Like it all cycles back around. But sometimes it just takes a minute to hear it.
Yeah.
So what would be your action plan then?
I think I need to start making maybe make a list of all of the transformations that I do have, so that I can reflect on them and like make sure I'm talking about those specific things, so I can be focusing on the positive instead of worrying about the negative. Kisses.
Is he going to bed already? Oh, I'm jealous. I already fell asleep in her room, but that was because I put her in timeout and then she just gave up and fell asleep.
Buddy. Yeah, he goes to bed anywhere from 7 to 9. It just depends on when he woke up from his nap.
That's
and
awesome.
when Blake is from work.
So what are some income producing activities that are going to get you all these things that you just said that you can do?
Well, I need to be inviting people.
So how many people would you say that you invite a day?
Now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
None. Not right. I haven't been inviting anyone recently.
So is there something that's holding you back, or is it more just like tired, or you know what I mean? Or is it actual, you need a wipe? Or is it actual fear of inviting?
Yeah, I get like physical anxiety thinking about it. Like why? My heart starts to race. I get like anxious. I don't know, which is stupid because most of it's through Instagram, so I don't really know who they are anyway.
Yeah, and the best part is they say something rude, block. Like whatever.
Yeah.
So what would be, so if you're inviting, like what would be something that you would say to somebody?
I feel like a lot of what I would feel comfortable doing now is like thanking them for watching my stories or for their support on my post, and then asking if they've ever thought about doing what I'm doing, or obviously I feel like I struggle knowing I got to be better at calendaring it, figuring out what to invite to and when to do that.
Me too. I'm the same way. And that's why I was trying to be better this month at like actually having a calendar, because when you look at the calendar, you're like, oh, that's coming up. And then I'm actually going to start doing every month, and you guys can join me, like sit down with the calendar. Okay, this is what I've got going on. So this is where I want to post this and talk about this and, all these things so that I can look at it and lay it out so I can be more on top of it. And instead of being like, oh, the free group's tomorrow, better say something about it. You know, it happened to me yesterday. I'm like, I don't have anybody.
Yeah.
So, oh, hang on, I just lost my train of thought. Why? How are you getting Keith? Why does he have pizza sauce all over him? Dang marinara. What the heck? Whoever thought of dips. So, oh, this is what I was thinking about. Okay, so I've been listening. Have you guys listened to Energy Bus? Okay, so it's been a long time since I've listened to it. You should listen to it. It's like 2.5 hours normal, and I usually listen to mine a little bit faster. I'm almost done, and I started yesterday. So it's a really good, like, I just love the whole book, and it starts out with this guy, and he ends up getting a flat tire, and he doesn't have a car, and so he has to take this bus. And so the lady on the bus is so like chipper, and he's like, oh my gosh, why is she? I just want to get off the bus, you know. Stop. Okay, did you take away the marinara? Okay, because I'm not wiping his hands again. And so then he ends up like his car has to get fixed or something, and the guy was like, good news is we can fix your car, and the good news is if you would have kept driving it or whatever, if it didn't have a flat, the brakes were out or something, and so it wouldn't have worked, or you would have been in an accident or something. But bad news is it's going to take a couple weeks to get the part. And so he tells his wife, like, I need to buy you a car, and she's like, no, like, I have stuff I have to do, you're gonna have to take the bus. So he was like so negative as far as like looking at, oh, I have to take the bus, you know, instead of thinking of all the positive things. So anyways, the whole story is about the bus driver is giving him principles throughout this whole time about his job and everything. And so where I'm at right now is they're talking about like, you want people to get on your bus. So whatever energy you have right now, if you were to invite someone on your bus, would they want to be with you according to what energy you have right now? So when you're inviting people, you just want to think of them as like, come get on my bus, like come join me, like that, instead of, you know, just, have you thought about this, you know, come join my group, you know what I mean? So like, and it really just talks about like, if you literally just have, here, stop getting pizza sauce on me. It literally is just like, you have a gift and you just want people to come hop in your car pretty much, you know? And so I think when you think of it more that way, it's not as scary. It's just, yeah, okay, come join me. And so I've tried to do that too. And obviously I know that's hard, and that every day, you know, you're going to have weird messages and some people may not like it or whatever, but that's okay. Like the worst thing that can happen is say no. But if you don't ask somebody, they've already said no, right? So how many invites would you want to set a goal to send a day?
Well, even though it's a dumb goal, I think I probably will start with 10 and then work up, because I feel like if I do more than that, I will feel overwhelmed.
No, that's not bad. That's not dumb. That's a good goal. I've tried to do new ones. So like I have my follow-ups, right? But I've only been counting it an invite if I've never invited them before, ever. And I think that's where we get like hung up in the circle. It was like, oh, I invited them, but I also invited them last month and to this group and this, you know. So I think you're on the right track. I think you should also listen to 6 months to 6 figures. It's by
Yeah, I have that one. I listened to it when I very first started, so I need to listen to it again.
That one's a really good one. Do you feel good? Like, do you feel good about like an action plan, or do you need help making a plan?
No, yeah, I feel like, oh, sorry, my alarm is going off.
Affirmations.
I feel like, yes, I need to do my affirmations and follow through with the plan.
I think you do good. You got it. It's easy, right? And you can easily help even still 3 people this month. Day is that 21st? I still got stuff to do. My goal was 30, so I got 14 more people to go. I got a lot of work to do. Okay, Charity, we're coming to you. So, what do you think is holding you back from your confidence?
Probably number one is extra weight.
Okay. Which you just had a baby, so like
Yeah, that is true. But it was even before I got pregnant. So
you what?
even before I got pregnant, I think it's, I mean, a lot of it is health related.
Right.
But, you know, it's.
Well, I think it's
scary.
hard when you start a pregnancy not where you expected to start. Like you had in your mind, because I was the same way. Like I had in my mind, like, oh, I still wanted to lose like 20, 30 pounds before I started a pregnancy. And then I felt like, but now I just ended back where I was, and that was not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
You know, you like start all over again.
Yeah, because like I started, so I was so scared to go over 200. Like I was terrified. I did not want to. And I started the pregnancy with Jackson at 196. And I was like, there's no way. But I only ended up during the entire pregnancy. On the day that I had him, I was 207.
Are you kidding me? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So
Do you
I
have
lost my
C-section?
baby weight. No.
No, okay. I can remember.
Nope. I actually had Jackson at home. So.
You did?
Yeah.
Was it planned?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of crazy because we moved here. Our plan was to move here. We found out we were going to move here like, I was about 30-ish weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's not
I had
stressful
plans
at all.
yeah, no, not at all.
Find a new
That's when we
doctor.
found out we were going to be moving here. We found out we were going to be moving when I was 37 weeks. So I was going to do it at a birth center because with Grayson, I had him all natural at the hospital. And I found out from a doula that I was interviewing that the birth center I had chosen was known throughout the local birth community to be an unsafe and not the best option for an out-of-hospital birth. And I was like, oh, great. Now what am I supposed to do? And the crazy thing is, a few days before talking to her, the idea of having a home birth had started like going through my mind, which is crazy because I'm totally for home births. If somebody wants to have one, go for it. And
Correct.
I knew that I could do it all natural because I did it with Grayson, but
Right.
I never thought it was for me. But a few days before talking to her, that thought started going through my mind, and I was like, huh, maybe I will. So we moved in, and 2 weeks later I had him. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
I see your little
it's been a little crazy the last few months.
Did you have a natural?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yep.
Bless you.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like I was talking to one of my cousins one time, and it was after I had Ari, and she had hers. She had a couple natural, and she was like, you know what? Sometimes, and I was talking to Josie Russell about this actually, because she was at. Do you guys remember her? Or well, you would. And Sarah would, I guess. She was on working at the hospital as a midwife, like the day after we had Judd or something, so we were still in the hospital. And she was like, some people have easy births, like some people pop a baby out in like 2 hours and it's not a big deal to them, and then there's other people that are in labor forever and it's awful and it hurts them. And like for me, when I was in labor for 3 hours, that was worse than a C-section. Like that was terrible to me. I was like, so I cut him out, like I can't do this. So it's just interesting, everyone has a different pain tolerance and like what your body can or can't do, you know?
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So, okay, so back to confidence. So essentially then confidence in all areas is holding you back from probably a lot of your goals, right?
Daddy.
I would think.
Yes. Okay, go play downstairs with Daddy.
So what are you doing to work on your confidence besides the physical stuff?
I've been really focusing on personal development. That
Awesome.
has
What are you
been
listening to
like one
or
of the
reading?
big things. I'm currently reading The Compound Effect.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Feel like
So,
it speaking to you?
yeah.
Okay. Because I know like there's been books that I will listen to and I'm like, okay, like I know this is a good book, but it's not for me right now. And that happens.
Yeah.
That's
There's
totally how it was with Unf Yourself.
yeah,
Just-
it
At
just
the
has
time,
to
I
be
was like,
the right time.
it didn't ring to me. I'm sure it will later, but because
That's
I
a
had
good
just
one.
read Girl Wash Your Face, and that like speaks to my soul. And so then to have that, I was like, in comparison, it just wasn't.
Right. There's a book called, oh, hang on, let me find it. This one is really good for confidence. I can't think of the name. Is it that one? Like She Owns the Place and Get Over Your Damn Self. Those are two really good books. Those are some of my favorite ones. I think Like She Owns the Place might say the F word a couple times, but I don't remember it being like, oh, I can't listen to this, But those two are really good when it comes to confidence. So now that you're like back in coaching world, so like what do you need help with? And where are you at with that?
I think everything that Caitlin said is like totally me. Totally me too.
Just like the fear of sending an invite, the fear of all that.
Yeah, not like I need to finish going through all the training stuff, and just it's that fear of not knowing what to say or how to say it or saying the wrong thing, because I don't want to say the wrong thing and turn someone off or
So I think that's a limiting belief that you have, because honestly, the trainings probably won't, everything. You really do. You've been doing this you knew it for a long time. So I think the best thing you can do is just try. And I even remember I sent Jalen like, hey, this is what I'm thinking of saying. What do you think? And a lot of times it's just learning. And what's the cool thing about Instagram? If you send it and you feel like that was dumb, just unsend it. That's why I like Instagram. I really like that one. That feature is great because I'm like, oh, they didn't respond last time, unsend, and then I'll send this one. So I think that you just have to kind of go for it. And you know what? If they say no, they say no. But it doesn't, unless they say, don't ever talk to me again, it just means not right now, pretty much,
Yeah.
And I have to remember too, for me, if I'm the person, I would never be bluntly rude to someone. If they wanted me to do something and join them, I'd be like, you know what, it's not the time. And eventually I probably would change my mind because I'm that type of person. So I'm like, I wouldn't want to be with that. I wouldn't want to interact with that person if you're going to be rude about it and be offended that I'm trying to invite you. So I'm like, that's one thing I have to remember, because that's not who I am. And I want to attract people who are like me, that are willing to give people the benefit of the doubt, even if you say something stupid.
Well, so how many of you said yes on the first invite? Nobody. None of us did. You know what I mean? So sometimes it takes a while. It can take, I don't know. I think Jalen invited me 3 or 4 times, maybe more. But I'm sure, you probably got invited how many times? How long did you think about it before you did it? So all you're doing is that first invite is really planting the seed. That's really what you're doing, because a lot of times people really want you to reach out, but they're just petrified themselves. They have their own fears. So they don't want to reach out to you because they're embarrassed that they want to change. And so you just planting the seed, probably they'll ghost you, but I don't know how many times people have ghosted me. And then you know what? If they keep ghosting me, then I send a video message. A lot of times they feel bad if I ghost a video message, So I think that you're doing great, Charity. I think you just need to go for it.
I
5, 4, 3, 2,
1. Things. Yeah, I tend to overthink things and worry that when I type out a message, I overanalyze it. And then I stress about it. And did I say the right thing? And did I word it perfectly? And yeah, so that's one of my issues.
So I think a lot of times I voice message now, just because whatever is going to come out sounds better. And I actually was on a call today, the mentor calls, and Melissa was saying that she just puts everyone in an info group. So when someone says they're interested, she puts them in an info group. And so I was thinking about that because I know we have all those info groups, but I feel like people get lost. Like there's just so many in there. So I was actually thinking of making my own and then just copying and pasting everything that they have. So like if someone's interested in Transform 20, put them in there. Someone's interested in 2B Mindset, put them in there. And then when they make an Ultimate Portion Fix one, make my own, copy the content. You know what I mean? So that there's a place to put people. And so she was saying she puts people in there because it's literally right there for you. And all you have to do is go back in and be like, hey, what did you think? You know? And sometimes that can help. I mean, everyone has their own ways that are fine because there is a lot to know. There is a lot to remember, and it's stressful forgetting a step, and but I think if you just go for it and even start with like 2 invites a day or 5, or just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and copy paste. So what I do a lot of times is I'll go through people that have liked a transformation or something, and I'll just go through and say thank you so much or whatever. I'd love to have you come do this with me. Have you thought about jumping into an online boot camp with me? That's it. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing crazy, just whatever. And if they don't respond, and honestly, if you go look at my inbox and Instagram, let's see how many people responded. Oh, I think like 3 or 4 out of 20 or 30, which typically it's 1 out of 10. So if you want 1 out of every 10 people will probably purchase challenge pack. So just send more. So I think you're doing great. I really do. What program are you doing right now?
Pio.
Ooh, I like Pio. So where are you at that?
Week 4. So just this, I'm on week 4. So
is it only 4 weeks?
No, it's 8. So I'm just about halfway.
Cool. Awesome.
And then I'm going to do 80-day obsession again, because that's the one that I was doing when I got pregnant.
Oh, awesome. I'm curious what they're gonna. Well, when does Morning Meltdown? I don't think they
come out until after Summit.
Oh, okay.
Because you get the preview workout with Jericho at Summit. I don't remember what the date is, but it is after Summit.
Okay. That's right. Okay. I love it. So what else do you think you need help with? Is that mainly like just getting started, or is it do you want to set income goals, or you know what I mean?
I think just getting started, my biggest thing is just doing those essential things. Because when I start to set goals, I get the goals are good, but then I get overwhelmed, and I get too overwhelmed that I have to meet these goals. And if I don't, then I've failed. And so then I just don't do it. I just don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me right now, I think it's just focus on one thing at a time. Focus on just doing the little daily essential things, and then go from there.
Have you seen the new activity tracker?
Nope.
Okay, let me see that. Nice. So Beachbody came out with this new activity tracker. I was in a test group for it. It's really cool. I just can't remember the file is. Let me. Champions page.
We have it on the Champions page.
Is that where it is? In the units or something? Okay.
It is really nice because it just tells you, spend 20 minutes going back and commenting on people's comments.
It really
Spend 5 minutes doing this.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. And I don't know if you knew, you can actually do it through Adobe on your phone and then just click that you've checked it off. So this is the new tracker, and they start it Thursday because that's when Beachbody Week starts, so I like this because it always reminds me every Thursday I just check my sponsorship drill down. And I try to make sure that everything is golden by Sunday, because the last thing you want to do is be stressing Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So it reminds you of the National Wake Up Call if you had a team call. But I love that it has your why right here, because your why is always going to evolve and change. And then reminding you of who your target market is. So it doesn't have to be like an avatar person, but just like, this week I'm feeling, okay, thanks. Like, I am looking for women ages 25 to 40 and maybe have young kids and love fashion or whatever, So having you remind yourself of that. And I love how it has these, because obviously product to the product. And then right here, it says the whole amount of time if you really were spending all this time. So initiate connections and add followers. You could probably do this even faster too. Do a social media post, and I love that it has all these through the stories too, because sometimes you forget and you're like, oh, did I even cover those things? And so it just reminds you to check all these things. And oh, cool. Awesome. So respond to all new likes, comments, or views, invite. And I love this part because it just says how many are you going to do. So it's up to you how many you're going to do, and then follow up with people you've invited, and then your challenge group, recognize any achievement, respond to questions from customers and coaches, and then your personal development, and then you have your number of followers and all that. And then this page I like because you can track if you want on here. I mean, you don't have to. Everyone has their own way of tracking, but I just love that it goes through everything and tells you a timeline. Like, this is about the time you could spend, but you could spend less if you wanted, but ideally you shouldn't spend more unless you're doubling up your numbers. So this one, let me figure out it. I gotta move this thing. I'll put it in the thread really fast. Okay, I put it in here. So I think if you start using this will help too. Oh, Casey has influenza. Oh no.
Yeah, my sister's 3 out of her 4 kids have the flu, and 2 of them have strep throat on top of it.
Yeah, no.
It's going around.
It really is, because I have a sister in Sandy, her whole family got it, and one in Cedar, and her family got it, and I'm like, don't come near me. Don't even come near me. They tested Ari for it on Sunday, but luckily she just had ear infections. But I'm like, no, we're not. So I think a good action plan for you would just be, doing what you're doing and try to use that tracker. I think that will help you too. And then of course, if you want to do some trainings, that's great. But I think just don't overthink it and just, go for it. And then if you're like, holy crap, a lot of times I'll send invites and walk away. Walk away from my phone so I forget about it, and then come back and whatever happens.
Yeah.
But the worst thing you can do is the best thing is just think about it as a gift, and you just want somebody to come join you, and because it's changed your life. Is really, and I think that's when the magic happens, is when the sales part is eliminated anyways. So I had someone, what did she say yesterday about coaching? I'm not into direct sales. I'm like, I don't even know what to say back to you. I'm like, this is not direct sales. Yes, no, but. Will you check on Ari? She might have peed the bed. So we good? You feel good about that? Anything else? No?
Oh, I was going to, so I know that forever ago, long time ago, you did a video once about taking pictures and how the best way is to take pictures. Do you think that you could maybe do something else like that again and include the different products that you use? Because here in Oregon, it's really cloudy a lot of times, especially right now. So trying to take pictures in front of a window doesn't necessarily help.
I just caved a few months ago and bought like the big ring light. Have you seen those?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, I think $100, best investment I ever did, because our lighting is awful. And the only place that we have like a window, like what's behind it is not like attractive, you know?
Right.
And so it took me forever to do that. And then Jalen was like, just do it. And so I finally did it, and it like changed everything, because now a lot of times the pictures I take are at night. They're like it's pitch black outside, but the light makes it look like it's not, you know? So, what do you want? So, I mean, obviously that's a big one, or you could just do the little, he has like a shiner, like fell off he's, you know, being a boy. Okay, don't do that. You could get the little clip Diva lights or whatever. Have you seen those?
The ones that just clip onto your phone?
Yeah, so they're like $10 or something. I would maybe do something like that and see how that works. And yeah, I mean, I would do that even with your cloudiness. And then Jalen helped me. So I bought her presets, but I didn't love, like, hers are golden. And when my hair doesn't look very good. So she actually helped me create one. And now I know like what preset I start with. And then I kind of just keep that look. I usually use that on everything unless I need to kind of tweak it a little bit. But that's one thing I do. And then I actually found an app that can remove things. So there's a lot of times I'll take a picture and there's like I can remove this right here, the ceiling, but there will be a frame and it looks weird. So I'll just like remove out the frame. So I can show you guys that too. Let's see if I can find a picture that I did. It's kind of weird. Like at first I thought, what the heck? But it's actually really cool. Shut up, Jed. Oh my gosh. Don't you hate when your phone all of a sudden slides all the way to the top of your photos? Does that ever happen to you? Just me?
Yes, all the time.
I'm like, I don't have time to scroll through this. Okay.
Side note, Charity, I feel like I know you from somewhere.
Yeah?
I don't know where though.
Did you go to SCU, Charity?
Yeah.
Maybe that's
So she's from Cedar.
When did you go to SUU? What years?
2008 to 2010.
No, wouldn't have been. Well, yes, yeah, I was there. What would that be?
Where did you work in Cedar?
Me?
No. Charity, where did you work in Cedar?
I worked at the school. I worked for the public safety department at the school.
Oh, okay.
She also used to work at Subway in the Provo Mall.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I was at SUU from 2007 to 2011, so we may have overlapped at school somewhere. I don't know.
Maybe.
But just as you're talking, I'm like, you sound so familiar to me.
I didn't realize that like you guys haven't really overlapped. I'm sorry. My bad. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna. This is kind of weird, but okay. So look at this. Let's see if it'll work. Okay, so can you see that? Okay, just in the background. Okay, so can you see everything that's behind it? So there's like a bag here, there's a frame here. That was better. So but that was like the best place I could take a picture. So then I just took it out. So this app, you can just take it, let's see. So this is what it was. And then I took that out behind it. So I took that out and that, don't touch it. So that's a really good app too, that helps a ton. So.
Hey, this is Sierra.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can't see you, but we can hear you.
No, sorry. I'm just on my phone.
Oh, you're fine.
So I don't have like the screen. Anyway, I've been on here for a bit, but just on mute because I'm helping kids and stuff. But anyway, what is the app called that you can take stuff out?
It's called Retouch. I'll screenshot the
Retouch.
logo thingy or whatever it is. Where is the phone? Oh, there's the pen.
Okay,
Okay,
sweet.
Sarah, I'll ask you a couple questions.
Thank you.
So we were talking about, so before
Okay.
you hopped on, we just said like, if you could imagine yourself in 5 years and like money wasn't an issue, like where would you see yourself? Where would you live? What would it feel like? Like what would you imagine in 5 years?
Oh man. I don't know, just okay, can you ask Eddie? Thanks, baby. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, like you said, just not having money be an issue, just having like financial freedom to live in whatever like house or neighborhood you want, whatever circumstances you want to be able to do. Like I'd love to be able to travel and not worry about cost of that. Or I don't know, that kind of thing. Just like financial freedom as well as like freedom with time to be able to do things like with your family and not have to be tied to like, you know, the normal work schedule with a job or like having someone above you, a boss that tells you when you can or can't take time off and that kind of a thing.
Seriously. So, if you were to imagine yourself in a house, what's something that you would want if you were to build your own house? Like, what is an absolute must-have?
Yeah. I want a huge kitchen. I want like a huge kitchen island and with, you know, like everything's updated and a huge pantry to be able to store like cooking appliances and stuff.
Seriously.
And I don't know. I think that's the thing that pops into my head first. There's lots of other things too, but I think I feel like that's where we spend like, you know, most of our time is in the kitchen and like around food and with family and whatever. And I feel like having like a functional kitchen and having one that you can like host other families and other people and not be like totally crammed and stuff. I think that's a huge thing for me.
I love it. Okay, so what do you feel is holding you back from achieving that?
Discipline. I never am like, this is not just in this area of my life. I feel like in lots of things. Like I'm a huge procrastinator and I'm not consistent with things. And so if I would just be disciplined and follow through, I think that is my biggest downfall for sure.
So why do you feel that you're not consistent? Like, is there something that's holding you back, or do you like have a fear of being consistent? Like if something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't think it's, I wouldn't say like a fear, but just like failing to plan like when I'm going to get it done or to make that a priority. And so life goes on and everything else, you know, takes precedence. And then I find myself like, oh, I didn't do that. And I was going to, and I thought about it and this or that. And then I just didn't, you know, plan to actually make it happen type of a thing.
Right. You know, I actually got, oh, it's right here. So I got this journal. It's called a daily deposit journal. And I love it because, and you mean, you don't even have to have this journal, but I just love the concept of it. So, actually, I cannot turn the page. So, what it is it says like gratitude. So, 3 things that you're grateful for. Personal development, like what you're learning. So, it helps you, you know, focus on that. And then your game day list. So, the top 5 things that you're going to accomplish that day. And I love that because I think a lot of times we're like, oh my gosh, I've got a billion things to do today. But what really are the priorities, you know? So like it could be, well, today is the day I got to pay bills. So I really need to pay those bills. Like that has to be done today. And then that way you can go back and look and see what you did accomplish, you know? And then I think it helps you to be more organized and be more consistent because you're writing just 5 things, you know? Not
Yeah,
over.
totally.
Not saying like I've got to clean the bathroom and this and this and this. You know, just something and write 5 things. Stop it.
Yeah, no, totally. I just got this, like I used to do paper planners and stuff, and I kind of got away from it when I wasn't like in school and stuff anymore. And then just this year I got a new one, and it has, like you said, it's just top 3, because I feel like whenever I would just use my phone, I would have like this endless list of to-dos, and it's like almost like daunting and overwhelming. And then you're like, well, where do I start and whatever. And then anyway, like you said, if I can just focus on the top ones. And I guess that's my thing, is like just actually using that planner and looking at it daily and doing that, instead of just like, oh, I'll get to it when I get to it type of a thing.
Right. So what do you think
But I
would
like
help
that.
you as far as like business activities? Like how can I help you with those? Do you work every day?
I don't know. No, I don't. I'm like 2 days a week usually. Sometimes it fluctuates, but usually like 2 days a week. So it's not full time at all. But just, I don't know necessarily that like what you could do, but I recently printed off the tracker like you were talking about, and I'm going to use that, and I feel like that will help me be more accountable and actually see like what I have done and what I haven't done, instead of just like, you know, like what I feel like I got done.
Right.
And then maybe if I send that to you or something, that would keep me even more accountable. I don't know.
And I'd be willing to even like take a picture and share mine in the thread every day. You know?
Yeah. Mhm. And I know you were trying to do that in the Facebook group, on the Diamond Push group or whatever, and then I like never actually printed them and never took pictures, never uploaded it. So it's again just like actually, like I know what I should be doing, but I just need to actually do it.
Right. So do you feel that like, do you understand like what to do with the power hour, or do you feel like afraid, or like, do you understand like all of it, or do you have questions?
I think I get it. I think as I am using the tracker more stuff, maybe I'll have a question of like, well, how can I, like maximize this portion of it, or like, am I really doing this aspect right or whatnot? But I don't know. I guess at the moment I don't have something pop into my head that I'm like confused on.
Okay. And I'm sure you know how it is. You get off the call and you're like, oh, I should have asked this. Always
Yeah.
Every time. Okay, love it. So what are I don't know if I've ever asked, I think I read your form a while ago, but like what are your next rank goals? I'm just curious.
No, you're good. I really like the idea of that diamond group that you posted that Micah's doing. So since I've dropped from emerald, I need to get back to emerald so that I can do diamond, because I would like to do diamond next.
Well, so you just need like one person and you can activate Travis again. Because Stephanie is just inactive.
Yeah, no, Travis. Yeah, so yeah, because Travis is still there, and then like you said, Stephanie is not. So I just need someone to replace her, is what you're saying, correct?
Yeah, unless she like orders something. I don't know if because she's still there. She's just inactive, so she just needs to be active, and that would make you emerald with her and Travis. Is she like not wanting to use the products anymore, or is she?
No, she likes them, and she still does like bot and stuff, but she just got like backed up on Shakeology and had like too much because she wasn't using it every single day, and so she from what I've talked to her, she just was like trying to get caught up before she got more ordered.
Does she like the performance line?
I don't know that she's ever tried it, so I could ask her about that and then see how like her Shakeology is coming along too, if she's to the point to where she could order again.
Well, and you can even tell her like, hey, and a new flavor came out. I don't know if you'd be interested, but you can totally get some. Order it.
Yeah.
Because that would have
totally.
you.
I need to. yeah, I need to follow up with her. I haven't been like,
Is she family?
not that I want to be pushy anyway, but yeah, she's Travis's sister, and so I just have kind of like let it do its
That's
thing.
hard.
But
Yeah. I get it.
but totally, like I could let her know about the new flavor and see all those things we just said, and just like, not that I need to be pushy or whatever, but just follow up and not make it weird or whatever.
Yeah. Well, and does she have Transform 20?
No, she doesn't. She's been doing like 21 Day Fix.
I was gonna say you could even
Is the
talk to her
most
and
recent one.
say like, hey, I don't know if you've thought about doing Transform 20, but it's $20 off through the end of the month, and she could get a pack with that Energize in there. She could do Energize and
Yes.
Performance if she wanted. And I think it's what is it, 140
Yeah,
or 150 or something like that?
that's a good idea, because I had talked to her about the 20-minute ones, and she was thinking that would be, you know, nice to have them be short or whatever. So I just need to follow up with her.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
But that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And then I need
I
to
think you
just
got
find somebody else that is is wanting to not just be a discount coach, you know, that wants to do more
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
help build underneath or whatever. But
Yeah. You got it. I think honestly, when you start like following that tracker, I think it'll make a big difference.
yes, I agree.
Because it'll help you to see like what you're doing, you know, and all
Mhm.
that.
We're gonna need some more time or whatever.
Totally. Okay. Anything else you need help with? Not you.
Again, I'm sure I'll think of something when we're done, but not at the moment. I don't think of anything that pops into my head. So
Okay.
I'll
Well, don't
message you if I think of
hesitate to
something.
ask.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I hope you have a good night, and let me know if you need anything.
Deal. Since I can't see the screen, is Charity still on or no?
No, she's not.
Okay. I was just gonna ask her where she was in Oregon. That's one of the places Travis applied for residency, so I just was curious where
She
she's at.
said Albany or something. She said it's like an hour
Okay.
away from Portland or something.
Got it. Cool. I'll have to message her.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay, well, have fun with your kiddos. And
Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Sorry I jumped on late and then you didn't even know I was there because you couldn't see my face.
Oh, you're fine. Hey, we'll see you later.
Okay, thanks. See ya.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye.